I am so happy about this. The Egg Bowl is off of Thanksgiving. So here are the details. All joking aside, I do think that this is a rather large net positive for the game, depending on your perspective. Now, of course, there are people that love the game on Thanksgiving because they've got all their family from Mississippi and they get together. If it's a home game for their team, they have Thanksgiving at the tailgate, and that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a cool thing to do, for sure. And when it's not in their home stadium, they either go and they brave the road stadium, or they make a thing out of it. And so for those people, I'm sad that tradition is gone for you. A lot of people didn't like it for certain reasons. Selfishly, I didn't like it because there was never an opportunity for me to see my family. Taking off the week of Thanksgiving, the week of the Egg Bowl, just doesn't make sense, in my opinion, because it's the week that makes this show what it is. This show exists because of the Egg Bowl. Not working during the Egg Bowl would be dumb. So I haven't seen my family on Thanksgiving since I've started here. And so now I'll get to jet home on Wednesday night. Not home. This is home. I'll get to jet to my family's home on Wednesday night and then get back, either leave late Thursday or early Friday morning, and get back and never miss a minute of my job. So selfishly, I think this is a great thing. But for the game itself, this is a net positive. 2:30 on Black Friday on ABC. The Egg Bowl, when it was on ESPN up against a network NFL game, got destroyed. 2 million, sometimes fewer than 2 million people would watch the Egg Bowl because of the NFL network, the network aired NFL game. Now, the Black Friday NFL game starts at 2, but it's Amazon streaming only. And there's another college football game, I think it's Nebraska and somebody, that's on around the same time.
Yeah.
But this game, being on Black Friday on ABC without an NFL game on network rivaling it, will likely triple the audience. So if you care about that kind of thing, and for whatever reason I do, I like...
Well, I think the schools care about it because that's where the next, when we talk about money, it's all about how many eyeballs can you draw? And being able to pick up, an extra 2 million eyeballs for this game, which is about what you would expect, it's huge.
I would say 2 to 4 million more people will watch the Egg Bowl on ABC. The network is what makes this a big deal, in my opinion. Now, I think you might even see an increase in crowd. Not much, but the last 2 years, there was a nice crowd in Oxford. It was not full. People overuse the word packed. Well, it was packed in Oxford. No, it wasn't. There are empty seats. That's not packed. Packed means there's not an empty seat. And there was a nice crowd in Starkville last year. Wasn't full. You could see it clear as day through the television. In every stadium picture, it was not full. It was a nice crowd. It was not full. So having it a day later, you're at least not going to lose anybody. And you might gain some. But the exposure perspective, much, much bigger for this game if that's something you care about. ABC on Black Friday at 2:30. And we've been talking about this possibility on this show for a while. Richard kind of had an idea that this was coming.
Yeah, he did. And, but he wasn't sure. My question is this, though. So what's happening on Thanksgiving night? They're not just going to not have a college football game, are they?
So maybe
wait
not.
To do a bigger announcement. Texas has this thing. Is it next week? Or is it the end? It's at the end of June. It's like the SEC welcome party or whatever they're having. Maybe they're going to announce Texas A&M on Thanksgiving night at that game or at that event. I don't know.
Oh, that's possible.
We're supposed to find out in about 2 weeks. They're going to do, and this is something I can't stress how good an idea this is by the SEC. They're going to announce the windows for every game. So what we'll find out is, we know Ole Miss's first 3 games. Who is their 4th game?
Georgia Southern.
Okay. So we will find out if that game will be morning, afternoon, or night. We don't know the exact kickoff time yet. We just know that it will be in one of those windows.
And you know,
State's game against Florida, we will know morning, afternoon, night. So you have an idea of what you're doing. You can get some travel plans started to go, and then they'll announce the kickoff times as we get closer. And there will also be some flex opportunities in there. There will be some games that are flexed afternoon and night, so just to see how the season plays out. This is so smart by the SEC. You don't have to give everything away, but now at least you're looking at it ahead of time, and you're like, okay, I can't make this one because it's an 11 a.m. game, but I can make this one because it's a night game, and I can start figuring out which games I can go to if you're not a season ticket holder.
Absolutely.
Very smart, and I like it.
I really like it. I mean, just having 1 week, so much stuff happens in the fall. You've got kids' birthday parties, and for some people that have really stupid friends, weddings, the weekend Ole Miss is hosting Georgia. Things like that, at least that we've got that. What we learned also in this schedule window announcement is an SEC-controlled kickoff, which means a game in which an SEC team is the home team, will not start later than 7 p.m. Central. Mm-hmm. That's the latest kickoff for an SEC home game. 7 p.m. Central is the latest they will kick off, according to Chuck at the SEC. And I think he would know that. That is interesting to me.
As far as home games go, yeah.
As far as home games.
Not the case
we'll
for maybe a team on the road.
We'll get to that when we come back. But what do you think about it, by the way? Tell us on the text line. We'll read some of your texts, and then we'll get to the rest of the schedule. Do you like the change to Black Friday for the Egg Bowl? Do you not like it? What do you think about it? But, yeah, no more 8:30 p.m. kickoffs at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge anymore. The latest you'll be there is 7 o'clock. That is interesting to me. I wonder why they made that decision. Maybe it's a safety thing.
Could be. But also, I mean,
who's watching games at midnight? Not many people.
SEC games that late, that I don't know.
People aren't watching football at midnight. The sickos are watching football at midnight. But
who's wrong with you? I am.
There's very few of us out there. Anyway. Glad you guys are with us. I'm Borky Heasade at Sports Talk Mississippi on this Thursday. We will get to baseball later today as well, but we've got so many kickoff times to talk about. And your reaction to the big, it was cool on Thanksgiving Day back when there were only 2 games, Rebs and Dogs and Lions and Cowboys. Absolutely. We do get one that says that sucks because I have to work on that Friday.
Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do here. Like, you were never going to make everybody happy, so you might as well make the most money that you can.
Russ says, good call. Appreciate that. Jim also says, I'll have to record the Egg Bowl since I and a lot of people will be working. Yeah, it's that is a tough day, but...
You know who won't be working that Friday?
Richard.
Us.
Richard?
We can't do a show? I'm just saying, we can't do a show with the Egg Bowl on.
I wonder... I'm thinking out loud here.
Unless you want to do... Here's what we should do. All right, I'm going to tell you what we should...
Post-game is what we should do.
No. You're wrong. I'll tell you why. We should do the opposite. We should do pregame, and we should be college game day in that thing in front of the stadium.
Yes.
That is what we should be doing.
Yes.
We should all be there in Oxford on Friday.
Because Gallo and Gerard aren't working there.
They'll be off. We come on the air at 11, and we're off by 2. Something like that. That is what needs to happen. I'm going to put that. Listen up, salespeople.
I'm in
Make
already.
some money.
Richard won't be there because it's a Friday. But I'm in. I'm 100% in on that. That's a great idea.
He might could be there. It just depends on his schedule.
He certainly could be there.
It just depends on what his schedule is that weekend of college football.
He could be here today, too.
No, he's on vacation. The man is on vacation. All right, he's on vacation.
Donald said, that's a great idea, though. I mean, locking that in right now.
I know it's a great idea. I thought of it.
Somebody says, I love the ABC 2:30 game time. This is Donald in Oxford. Only now I have to set up my wife's Grove tent one extra game, but I finally get to wear my Mississippi State pullover in the Grove. He says it's hell being married to a rebel. You guys are fun. I like that, though. Another, love the new Egg Bowl date. Another one, is it true that there's also a limit on 11 o'clock home kickoff times? I haven't seen that.
So, I had an Egg Bowl moment at the grocery store today. I was trying to get down this aisle, and this guy he had his cart right in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah.
So I'm almost scraping him as I go by. He's wearing an Ole Miss hat. And he just looks at me, and I don't think he knew who I was. But he just looks at me and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking up the whole aisle here, but it is a charge to get past me." And as I walked past him, I was like, "I don't pay Ole Miss fans," and just kept walking. Just kept going.
You're in late season form.
I'm already ready. Let's go. Play today.
JP's exactly right on this. ABC automatically equals more eyeballs as more cable TV cords continue to be cut across the nation, coupled with the ridiculous cost of ESPN content with networks streaming free over the air. It seems like a win-win. Every person I know who doesn't have DirecTV or cable consumes ABC, CBS, NBC for free over the air. Yeah. Absolutely. There is no doubt viewership will skyrocket on this game. Mm-hmm. Even though they're still competing with the NFL, but again, it's a totally different dynamic when it's an NFL game on NBC versus going up against an NFL game that is streaming exclusively on Amazon. I mean, we're talking about 25 million fewer people watch the Amazon NFL game than the NBC NFL game. Like, it's a totally different dynamic. So this is a big deal for the game, for sure.
So a quick look at last year. Egg Bowl, 2.29 million viewers. Missouri, Arkansas, which had the same spot on CBS last year, 4.09 million viewers.
Yep.
Almost 2 million difference.
And that's not like a rivalry.
And Arkansas was awful last year. Yeah,
the game was over in the second quarter. That impacts audience too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely big deal. Jeff is with you, hey, Dad, saying, I hope we get a college football game on Thanksgiving night because I can't take three NFL games. I mean, Texas has lobbied for Thanksgiving. They want it bad.
They want it back, so. Where is that game this year? It's at A&M, right?
I believe it's in Austin. You got to pull it up for me.
I got the schedule right here.
Because wasn't the last one in College Station?
Texas is at Texas A&M.
Wow, okay.
So, man, it's having a helmet schedule right here. Very handy. Very handy. Why didn't I ever do this before?
Somebody says, did your buddy move the Ole Miss Georgia wedding date? No, I'm just kind of holding out hope that they call it quits.
So, last week when we were in Hoover, I pulled aside the big boss because I need to come up with nicknames for everybody. We got the big boss, boss lady heard us talking about that State was off that day, and I was like, oh, I'm coming up to Oxford for that one. She was like, what game was that? And I was like, Georgia. She was like, ooh. She's like, why'd you go ask the big boss? And so I pulled him aside. I was like, remember I came up to see a game with you last year? Could I do that again? He's like, oh, yeah, what game you want to come up to? And I said, Georgia. And he looked at me for 2 seconds. He went, pick another one.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will pick another one.
Brian just spreading some positivity on the text line. He said, the Egg Bowl change, amen. Thank you, SEC. It's about time. By the way, great show every time, hotty toddy. Also, good luck, dogs and Golden Eagles. Just a positive message.
I mean, Brian. He threw the hotty totty in, but he had the good luck dogs in there. So it all balanced out.
Aaron says he'll be watching the Egg Bowl, even though he's at work, because it's on ABC.
Yeah.
Ben says, instead of the C-Spire text line on the Egg Bowl Friday show, how about the C-Spire walk-up comment line? Listeners just walk up and shout a comment. What could go wrong? We do have a 6-second delay.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
That's tough.
We have a 6-second delay.
Especially, at least if it was a 6:30 kickoff, I would say no. Because that crowd would be too lit for radio at that point.
We'll make a rule. If you come up and you yell something inappropriate, we get to punch you in the face.
In the face!
In the face!
In the face!
Or because we have a delay, you have to give us $25.
We just, do we have a cattle prod?
I mean, we can get one. I've got a fire poker. Ooh, I've got like a meat brander thing that I got.
Okay, that's a bit much. We're not going to do permanent disfigurement. Just a quick cattle prod to them. Just, what's wrong with you? Get out of here.
Somebody says 6 seconds and a punch wouldn't cut it. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Who would call that game? 2:30 ABC. That would be...
Well, that could be Fowler and Herbstreit.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Could very easily be them. If not, it'll be Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy, though, for sure.
I love McDonough.
So. And I like McElroy's fine. He's good.
Fine. He's
good.
He's fine. Because Georgia Tech now is prime time.
Which I'm so happy about. That's a game I never get to watch. It is already swallowed up by Michigan, Ohio State, because it's always 11 a.m. on Saturday. I never get to watch it. And I know it's not much. We talked about it yesterday. It's not much of a game anymore. But it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch these games. I like them getting spread out a little bit so I can see as many of them as I want to.
And what is it? Oklahoma State, Colorado is going to lead into the Egg Bowl.
Okay, sure.
I know it's Colorado. I think it's Oklahoma State that they're playing. So it's 11.
I don't have a Big 12 helmet schedule.
No, but it's that game at 11, Egg Bowl 2:30, Georgia Tech. What is it? 7:30.
7:30. That's Eastern though, so
6:30.
Yeah.
So that's your Black Friday games.
There you go. So are we going to do discounted tickets? It's Black Friday. We got to have sales, right?
Hey, Dad, the more I think about it, the more
all of my Ole Miss insults that day will be 50% off.
Even if we can't do it on the radio, we'll just do it on our social platforms. We'll just stream live, if nothing else. I think that's a great idea.
Well, here's
we'll park
the thing.
in the Grove somewhere.
Even if we can't get into the, let's say we can't get to the stadium, right? They won't let us. It can't be there, right? Or it can't be in the Grove. I'm positive, a local Oxford business would love to have that kind of pregame show.
You're 100% right. Without a doubt.
If you're listening up there, if you're interested in this, please reach out to HeyDad at supertalk.fm or
I'll let you have this one. It was your idea. I don't need to be a part of the sales side.
And we will be happy to do the first annual pregame Egg Bowl show on SuperTalk.